Hey, beautiful hearts. I'm so glad you're here. There's something we don't talk about enough, and it's this quiet ache that lives inside so many of us. That deep, tender part of you that still hurts. Even after all the things you've tried, the journaling, the inner work, the talking about it with friends, even the forgiving, yet the pain still lingers. It shows up in the small moments, doesn't it? A text left unread, a memory that flashes across your mind when you're just trying to have a normal day. A song, a scent, a silence. And suddenly, your heart tightens and you wonder, why does it still hurt so much? Shouldn't I be over this by now? Trust me, I get it. I've been there. And the truth is, it still happens from time to time. But I want to tell you something that I hope will bring you some relief. Your heart still hurts, and it's not your fault. You've loved someone deeply with everything you had. And when you're healing that broken heart, it's like having a major surgery. Imagine you just had a surgery, okay? It was very successful, but it will take some time to heal completely. And during that healing process, your wounds will still hurt from time to time. Isn't that right? You're not doing healing wrong. You're not too slow. You're not too sensitive. You are not broken. You're human. I used to think I had healed. Honestly, I had done a lot of work. I had read all the right books, sat in meditations, worked with coaches, helped others. I thought I had processed it all. And then one night, I accidentally saw some old pictures of our trip together, and I suddenly couldn't breathe. The grief flushed all over me again, just as raw, and knocked the wind out of me. And I remember thinking, but I already cried over this so many times. I already let it go. Why is it back? What I've come to realize, and what I want to share with you, is that healing doesn't mean the pain disappears completely. Sometimes it means learning now to hold your heart differently, to see your own tenderness not as something to fix, but something to befriend. So if your heart still hurts, it's not because you're weak. It's probably because at some point in your life, you had to be so strong for so long. You learned to carry what no one saw. You kept showing up while your heart was still learning how to speak. And maybe now, for the first time in a while, it's starting to whisper the truth you've buried. I want to ask you something, and you don't have to answer it out loud. Just let the question settle somewhere soft inside of you. What is the story your heart is still holding on to? Not the one you tell others, not the spiritualized version, but the one that still aches when no one is around. The one that perhaps you are too scared to even tell yourself. Maybe it's a heartbreak that never got closure. Maybe it's a version of yourself you had to let go of in order to survive. Maybe it's a childhood wounds you thought you'd buried so deep they'd never resurface. Whatever it is, it's okay. Your heart is wise. It remembers not just the pain, but the meaning. And it's showing up now not to punish you, but to ask for your presence. When I look back, I can see how often I rushed my own healing. I wanted to be better so badly. I wanted to be able to say, see, I moved on, and really mean it. But deep down, I was bypassing myself. I was putting a spiritual band-aid over an emotional wound that still needed my attention, my touch, my slowness, and my care. You might have done that too. Not because you failed, but because you were doing the best you could with the tools you had. We live in a world that teaches us to perform healing rather than live it. To make it look neat and Instagram ready instead of messy and honest. But real healing is rarely pretty. It's raw, it's circular, it revisits you, not to drag you back, but to help you integrate what you weren't ready to hold before. Sometimes our hurt stays because we never felt safe enough to feel it all the way through. Maybe your tears were dismissed growing up. Maybe your voice was silenced. Maybe your needs were met with guilt. So you learned to suppress, to smile, to carry on. And now, as an adult, your heart finally has the space to say, hey, I'm still here. Will you sit with me now? There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think that's the most courageous moment, when you stop running and start listening. I remember placing my hand over my heart one night after a particular heavy day. I had tried to meditate, journal, distract myself with a show. Nothing worked. So I just laid there, one hand on my chest, and I whispered, okay, I'm listening. And for the first time in a long time, I felt myself soften. Not because the pain vanished, but because I stopped resisting it. What if your pain is not asking you to get rid of it, but to finally see it? What if it's not the feeling itself that hurts so much, but the way you've had to carry it alone, in silence? Let that sink in. You're not too much for feeling deeply, okay? You are not behind for still hurting. The fact that your heart is still speaking is a sign of its aliveness. And if you are just now beginning to feel what you couldn't feel before, that is healing. Sometimes the pain lingers because it's tied to identity. We think, if I let go of this, who will I be? Or, if I truly face this, I might fall apart. Or, if I open up, people will take advantage of me. But I want you to know, you are strong enough now. You are supported enough now. And even if you feel like you're falling apart, maybe that is the old armor cracking, not your soul breaking. There's a younger version of you, still holding on to a piece of the past. Maybe they needed love. Maybe they needed safety. Maybe they needed someone to say, I believe you. I see you. You didn't deserve that. And now you have the power to offer that to them. You don't have to go back and relive everything. But you can meet the part of you who needed more love than they got. You can sit beside your own sorrow with the compassion you've always given to others. Healing is not about rushing through the pain or performing the progress. It's about relearning how to love yourself in the moments you feel least lovable. So if your heart still hurts, it's not your fault. It doesn't mean you're not strong enough or aware enough. It just means there's still something sacred that wants your attention. Something in you that believes you're worth being fully felt. I hope you hear me when I say this. The hurt doesn't make you broken. The fact that you're still here, still breathing, still searching for softness, that makes you resilient. And maybe today is not about fixing anything. Maybe it's about placing your hand on your chest, taking one slow breath, and saying, I am here. I feel you. And I'm not abandoning you anymore. That, to me, is what unlocking your heart is really about. Not cracking it open through force, but gently unfastening all the ways you've locked it away to stay safe. And learning one breath, one moment at a time, that it's okay to feel. It's okay to rest. It's okay to still be healing. You are exactly where you need to be. And I'm so honored to be with you on this path. If you would like to get direct support from me, I do have a couple of spots recently opened for my 3-month transformational coaching experience, through which I will support you in this heart-centered journey to heal, embody your truth, and live life that's real, aligned, and truly yours. Feel free to schedule a free consultation call now if this resonates. And thank you for letting me share this moment with you. Take your time. Be soft with yourself. And when you're ready, we'll keep going together.